డెలికేటెడ్ మళ్ళా. నేను ఎన్నిసార్లు చెప్పాను. ఇక్కడ చూడు, చెప్పలేదని చెప్పడం చాలా ఈజీ, అంటే రా వేసేయడం చాలా ఈజీ, దాన్ని తప్పించుకోవడం చాలా కష్టం. ఐ విల్ టెల్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్. ఓకే, బిఫోర్ యు ఆర్ టాకింగ్ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి 1000 times యూ టు థింక్ దేరా నాడు దేరా, నువ్వు క్లాస్లో ఉండాలి. ఓకే, చెప్పడం చాలా ఈజీ, చెప్పలేదనడం అని దాన్ని కవర్ చేసుకోవడం చాలా కష్టం. ఓకే, రైట్, కమ్ టు ద పాయింట్ బ్యాక్. సో pickling concept is called what? Write operation. Unpickling concept is what? Read operation. What are the steps in write operation? What are the functions you used to do for write operation so far? Write off. One more function is what? Write lines off. Write off and write lines off are the functions I am using in which operation? For read operation, which functions I am using? Read off, and next is called what? Read lines off. Read lines off. Read off and read lines off is going to be called what? For reading the data. For write off and write lines off is called what? Is for what? Writing the data. So far, we wrote the data to the file in two formats. One is by using write function, one more by using write lines. You know why writing, why write lines, you already know. For reading the data from the file, we use what? Read off, and next is what? Read lines off. Understood? So what is the drawback of write and write lines? Can anybody answer? మీరు ఆన్సర్ చేయలేరు, ఎందుకని? మీరు చదువుకోరు, you will not read. Now I will open the write and write lines function limitation. Go to the place, here I will go to it, here your location, still you are not getting, even that bunch of time is there. So go to files and writing the data to the file. Here, note I wrote it, note. The write function and write lines function, I shown the error in the class also. Write function and write lines function will write the data to the file value by value, but not all at once. Because when I took an iterable object, integer, float, bool, complex like that, write lines will check each and every value during writing. If it is not, error will come. Right or not? That is one of the time consuming process. If my object is containing 100 values, 100 times writing, taking first value, checking, writing, second value, checking and writing, third value, checking and writing. If all 10 values writing, 11th value error is coming, that is going to become a problem or not? That is called time consuming process. So how can I avoid that? How to write all at once? To write the data all at once, we use the concept of pickling. We use the concept of pickling, which we call it as in Java terminology, object serialization. What the pickling concept says? Pickling concept says that with the traditional write and write lines functions, we used to write the data value by value. It takes lot of time to write the data. Now I want to write the total object data at once by performing single write operation. That is called what concept? Pickling. Compulsory question in the interview point of view. Define pickling. Mango pickle kaadu idi. Pickling. Spell out. What is pickling? The process of saving or writing entire object data at a time into the file by performing single write operation is called pickling. The advantage of pickling concept is that it minimizes lot of redundant write operations. It is an advanced form of write and write lines. Understood or not? So what are the steps, sir? What are the steps, sir? Number one step. Choose the file name and open it into write mode and ensure that file type must be binary. In pickling and unpickling mechanisms, file type must be binary. You have to take it. They designed like that. Pickling and unpickling concept, they took it as what? Binary file format. So here choose the file name, choose the file name, and open it into what mode? Write mode, and ensure that in what format? Binary format. Binary format. Second one, second one, file is ready. I need to have what? One object or not? With how many values? Create, create an object with a collection of values. Collection of values. It is nothing but which object? Iterable object, which contains how many values? Multiple values. With the right lines when I wrote it, with the collection of values when I wrote right lines, it has taken what? Value by value. Now I am taking, create an object with a collection of values. Yes, object is ready. Third one is what? Save, save the iterable object data. Iterable object data with what operation? Single write operation. Single write operation by using dump function. What is the function name? Dump function of which module? Pickle module. So I need to import what module? Import pickle. Pickle dot. Pickle dot. What is the function name? Dump. Dump of. What is this now? Iterable object. Iterable object. Comma what? File pointer. File pointer. File pointer. Are you able to follow? Pickle dot dump of what? Iterable object comma what? File pointer. Because of that, single write operation only we are doing, then the data will be written to the file. This dump is a next version for what? Write and write lines. So the pickling mechanism, write operation with which function? Pickle dot dump. So how many ways are there to write the data to the file? Write function, write lines function, dump function. Dump function syntax is like this. Dump function syntax is like this. Are you following me? Only dump function, if you say, they will ask you syntax. So syntax I don't know, only I know theory means it is a problem. You need to know that object, iterable object, comma what? File pointer. Doctor will give tablet. You need to tell morning, afternoon, evening, before food, after food. You need to tell all precautions. That means before food, after food, morning, evening, that is called signature. That is called parameters. You need to know like this. So you are almost equal to doctor only, provided when you read the notes. Otherwise, you will become Shankarda the MBBS. నేను చెప్పేది అర్థమవుతుందా మీకు? వాళ్ళు అర్థం కానట్టు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటారు మళ్ళీ. సబ్జెక్ట్ అంటే అర్థం అవ్వదులే. Now come to the point of it. Is it clear? So what is this now? Pickle dot what? Dump of iterable object comma file pointer. Ensure that file will be what? Binary. Next, coming to what? Unpickling. What is the introduction again I am saying? There is an object with a collection of values. If I use write and write lines, it will take what? More number of write operations. Time consuming process. To write the entire object at once, we'll go for what? Pickling. So pickling advantage is what? Eliminating redundant write operations. With the pickling, I will do what? With a single write operation, irrespective of the size of the object, I can write at a time to the file. What is the syntax of that? Pickle dot dump of iterable object comma file pointer. Got it now? Coming to next unpickling mechanism, you take it. It is a quite reverse. What is that now? Read and read lines. So here I am going to have it. This is my secondary memory. This is my secondary memory. This is called emp.data. emp.data. Here I am having what 1000 records are available. 1000 records are available. With read or read lines, what will happen? Value by value is coming. Value by value is coming. That will be stored in main memory in where? Different places in the memory. To get them into once again one place, it takes a lot of time to gather it. Number one, reading itself will take value by value. Takes a lot of time. Even note point I wrote in read and read lines. And today what I want to do? I want to read complete object data at a time into the single variable. I want to read this single object, this complete record I want to read at a time. I don't use read. I don't use read lines. If I use read or read lines, it will read the value by value. If it is containing 6 values in a record, 6 values definitely 6 times it will take. Rather than that, I want to read everything at what? Once. By performing single read operation. For that we will use what? Pickle dot. Pickle dot. What is the function name? Load I will take it. Load. And file pointer I will write it. Where is my file pointer is pointing? చెప్పాను కదా ఇప్పుడే మధుబాబులో pointing to where? 0th index. First record it is pointing. Just now I said. Why I said that? To make you to understand this topic. Where is FP is pointing? First record. 0th place. 0th place is our starting value. That will be read. Once this will be loaded, FP will point to the next record. FP will point to the next record. I will go on reading until my total number of records over. So how it is loading? What is the difference between load and read lines? Read and read lines will read the values value by value. But a load function will load the complete content of the record at a time in the object of main memory. That's what I said in the beginning day. Every object will become a record. Every record will become an object. It is called a stream, I said. How it is done? With pickling and unpickling. You can do non-pickling and non-pickling also. That is known as what? Write and write lines, value by value writing. Read and read lines, value by value reading. These are time consuming operations. To save the time of reading and writing, we will go for two functions. One is called what today? One is called what today? Pickle dot. Pickle dot, what is that? Dump of some parameter you already passed it. Here we are using it. What is this now? Pickle dot. What is this now? Load of FP. What is the syntax? What are the steps here? Number 1. Choose the file name and open it into where? Read mode. Choose the file name and open it into read mode. Read mode. Ensure that it should be binary format. Second. Come on. We opened it. We read mode. And we go for what? Read the record. File pointer is pointing to that. And read the entire record. Entire record from the file where file pointer pointing with what operation? Single read operation. How do you do it? Pickle dot what? Load. Pickle dot load of file pointer. I am writing it by using, here I can write it by using what function name? Load of which module? Pickle module. Simple. Pickle module. So I hope it is done. Once it is loaded, left side I will take object name. Object name I will take it. One object name I will take it. That object is containing the record which is loaded from file pointer into this place. This is known as what? Record from the file. I think you are following. This will be repeated until all my records are interested to retrieve. So choose the file name, open it into read mode, open that file name and apply what? Load function, and this will be repeated until all my records are completing. So the total story says what here? Here you go to the diagram once. Here diagram you go for it. Once you open this diagram, what is happening here? Today we write what? Write operation. With which concept I am using? Pickling. This is called which operation? Read operation. Do what operation here? Unpickling. Which function I am using? Dump function I am using. Here which function I am using? Load. One record at a time it is coming. One record at a time means what? It is bundled values are coming. If it is a read, separate values are coming. They are not called as what? Packed values. They are called as what? Unpacked values. That to treat it as a record, again it is supposed to do some extra process for you. I think you are following me. So now I am going for how to save the employee data, how to read the employee data, or how to save the student data. I want to go to now. Clear up? So now I will go to the concept here. Now I am showing the concept, ma. You please understand this now. Now I will go to the concept here. Now I will go to the concept. 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 Now I'll go to this place here. Carefully try to follow. There is a files concept is available. Pickling concept, I want to go for it. Pickling and unpickling. Carefully read out, all of you. Start. Let us assume there exists an object which contains multiple values. Let us assume there exists an object in main memory. In main memory, of course, I need not to write this because I already said in the beginning, objects are resides in main memory only. Contains what? Multiple values. To save or write the object of main memory into the file of secondary memory by using write or write lines, they transfers the values in the form of value by value. It is one of the time consuming process because of multiple write operations. To overcome this time consuming process, we must use the concept of pickling. Pickling. The advantage of pickling concept is that with a single write operation, we can save or write entire object data of main memory into the file of secondary memory. Clear or not clear? Right. What concept I am using? Pickling. Advantage is what? With a single write operation, we can write 10 values or 20 values at a time. I can write. Definition of pickling. The process of saving or transferring entire object content of main memory into the file of secondary memory by performing single write operation is called pickling. Pickling concept always participates in write operation. Implementation. Steps for implementing pickling concept. Import pickle module. Here pickle is one of the predefined module. Choose the file name and open it into write mode. Create an object with a collection of values, iterable object. Use a dump function of pickle module. Dump function save the content of any object into a file with a single write operation. Syntax. Pickle dot dump of object comma what? Come on. Yes. Here I will write it. Iterable object I am writing. Iterable object. Come on. Note that pickling concept always the file in binary format. Understood? Next is called what? Unpickling. Object deserialization. Come on. Let us assume there exists a record with a multiple values in a file of secondary memory. To read the or transfer the entire record content from the file of secondary memory, if we use read or read lines, then they read record values in the form of value by value, and it is one of the time consuming process because of multiple read operations. To overcome this time consuming process, we must use the concept of unpickling. The advantage of unpickling concept is that with a single read operation, we can read entire record content from the file of secondary memory into the object of main memory. Definition of what? Unpickling. The process of reading or transferring entire record content from the file of secondary memory into the object of main memory by performing single read operation is called unpickling. Unpickling always participates in read operation. Steps for implementing unpickling concept. Import pickle module. Choose a file name and open it into read mode. Use a load function of pickle module. Load is used for transferring or loading the entire record content from the file of secondary memory into the object of main memory. Object name is equal to pickle.load of file pointer. Note that unpickling concept always takes file in binary format. This concept. I will buttify, I will write 10 by 10 marks అంటే no use. ఇక్కడ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది pickle dot dump, pickle dot load. Importance. Why pickling I am using? Now I need to go to the coding. Okay now. Open the notes. Online students, is it clear? Is it clear? Ravi Kumar Yadav, sir, what should be the data type? Will it be STR only or the other type also? My dear student, here I did not say any STR type or something. Any type of data. We never go for converting into STR type or something. Any type of data. Okay, Ravi Kumar. So, Any type of data. Ravi Kumar, here there is no concept of I did not mention anywhere. Dump of what? Iterable object. I did not say str of it, nothing is there. That is another speciality of it. Whatever you mentioned it, same type will be there. Okay. Write them. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will read which will read student data, which will read student data from the keyboard, from the keyboard, and and save it as a record. Save it as a record. Save it as a record in the file of. Save it as a record in the file of secondary memory. Save it as a record in the file of secondary memory by using pickling concept. By using pickling concept. First of all, is the question clear? Is the question clear? What is that question? We'll read the records from the file. How I wrote it earlier. Look at already this code I said to you. File write example 1.py. చూసారు ఇక్కడ I wrote fixed data in the form of like this. Second program you see, I took it as a iterable object. Iterable objects I wrote it. File example 3 you see, enter employee number, employee name, and this one. I wrote first line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. These are all called what? Time consuming process. Today we are going to do what? Different way of writing the data to the file. Everything systematic. Okay. So now I am going to write it. Student data now. I think it is clear. Go to that. You have to practice and you have to come to the class. Without practicing, without reading, if you get problem. Okay. So you have to be careful enough. So in reading and writing the data. Now I'm going for what is this? Student pick. Pick example 1.py. Student pick example 1.py. Be careful, students. Program for program for reading the student data from keyboard and save them as record in file. Okay. Tell me, what should I do? What should I do? Def save stud data. It is my function. Right or not? Save student data. ఇక్కడ ఏం రాయాలి నేను? It is a main program I am writing. Main program I am writing. What should I do in the main program? I say save student data. Right? Come on now. Inside I need to write what? Pickling implementation I need to do. Before pickling implementation I need to do what? Read the student data. Read the student data from where? Keyboard. Read the student data from the keyboard. Getting me? Read. Telsa meeku read cheyadamu. To read the data from the keyboard, you know, my first day. What is my first day? Persistent applications, types of applications. నా నోట్స్ చదువుకొని వస్తే సరిపోద్ది జీవితంలో. చదువుకొని రాకపోతే మనం ఏం చేయలేం. In persistent application development, we read the data from the keyboard stored in main memory in the form of object, processed, and whose result stored permanently. We read the data from the keyboard. We read the data from the keyboard stored in the main memory. That data stored permanently into the file. అదే కదా చెప్పారు. What you read in the text, you have to convert into programming. That is called software development. What is software development? What you are thinking that I want to get it in reality by writing the code. Correct? So that is called coding. Tell me, read student number. ముద్దుబాబులు చెప్పండి మీరు. SNO is equal to int of input of say here enter student number. Student number. Right? Student number may give exception also. Exception also. What is that exception? Value error. When I am writing the statement, if I are a good programmer, you have to think that what exception will come because of that. Which exception? Value error. Already value error explained. You know how to handle also. Yes. అన్ని తెలుసు కానీ ఏది గుర్తుండదు మనకు. BTech all 4 years completed. But what subjects are there in first semester, second semester, we don't know. But memo is there, you passed it. కదా? Come on. Next, yes name is equal to what? Next, input of, enter, student, student name, enter student name. Next is called what? Marks is equal to what here? Float of, input of, enter. Come on. Student marks, enter student marks. Student marks will give you what? Exception. Student name. If a name is entered wrong, enter the name of the student. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exception. You know how to go for validation of the name. Today I want to bring that code. Whatever the code I wrote it, I want to bring here. Will I bring it? Need to write, need not write, need not to write. How I will use it? Modules concept. Whatever the code I was written already in my previous project, I'll get that through modules. You in my can I use it in my class? Well, I will use compulsory. You feel difficulty. And you need to realize that you did not read well. That's why that problem comes. So now I will go to that. Come to the point of it. Here I am going to write it. This is the data I read from the keyboard. Now use pickling and save this entire data. How many values I am having? 3. But I need to put it in one iterable object or not? So I'll create what? Create an empty list. Empty list for placing which values? Student vals. How do you go for it? LST is equal to like this. LST dot append of SNO. LST dot append of SName. LST dot append of, come on, marks. Beautiful. Done. Next, what should I do? Come on, students. Save LST data. LST data. Save LST data to. Save LST data to whom? File. Save LST data to student.data file. Student.pick file. Pick file. So I need to open the file or not? So go to that place. I'll write it with open. With open. What is this now? stud.pick. Some name, whatever you like it. Comma what? AB. AB. Why AB? Because binary tarvata. First AB endukani adugutana. Why A? First record, second record, third record, I will go on appending. I go on appending. That too, it is in the binary format. అర్థమవుతుందా? What is if I write it AT? A is a mode, T is a file name. T is a file type, text file. Next is called what? A plus B అంటాను. A plus B అంటే అడిషన్ కాదు అది. A plus mode with binary. అర్థమవుతుందా ముద్దుబాబులు? X plus B అంటే X plus mode with binary. X plus T, it is called what? X plus mode with text file. XT, X mode with text file. XB, like that. Binary file when to take and all those things you know already. Okay, done. Now save it to the student.pick file. It is done. It is done. I read it. Come on, what is this now? Pickle dot dump of, what is this now? LST comma, what is this now? FP. Why FP? FP is pointing to my file or not? That's why I'm just saying. Pickle is a module. I need to go for import what? Pickle. Import pickle. Choose the file. Choose import the pickle module. Choose the file name. Open it into write mode. Keep the data in a iterable object and dump it. See my implementation here. Import the pickle module. Choose the file name. Open into write mode. Create the iterable object. Dump it. Perfect. Step number 1, importing and then opening the file, preparing the collection object, iterable object, dumping. What I'll do? What I'll do? Student data saved in a file, saved in a file successfully, successfully. Are you following me? This is my concept. This is my concept. Done. Here it is done. Now I will run my code. Now I will run my code. So how I will run my code? Look at carefully. Save this file. Student.pick is not there here. Student.data is there. Dot pick is not there. Now run. Online students, is it clear? Quick, quickly. I need to know quickly. Is it clear? Fine. Now run this code. Run. Enter the student number. Say 100. Say here RS. Say the value called 34.56. Student data saved in a file. What is my file name here? Student.pick. Student.pick. Again, I will run it second time. Second time. I'll go for the number called 200 and say some TR and say 56.78 data saved in a file. Every time I'm running, I will give you what? Do you want to run one? Do you want to insert another record? Yes. Repeat. Entering wrong. Exception. That I will introduce in the next class. Because the time is also not sufficient. Because I don't want to make it too hurry. I will write while true. I will use exception also. For this, I will write it. How many records? 2 records done. I will go for it. Still, class is not completed. I will tell you unpickling example also. Then for more extensions to this programming, next class I'll continue again. Run it again. What is this now? 300. Dennis Ritchie. I'll say some 44.343. Done. How many records? 3. I will write the another program called what? Unpickling. This is what is the code which I dictated for you. It's called pickling. Open the notes. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Online students, write the notes. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will read the records from the file, which will read the records from the file, which will read the records from the file in the bracket student.pick. Stud.pick. I mean, file name is stud.pick. By using, close the bracket, by using unpickling process. Other than unpickling process, how do you read? By using read lines you can use. But I want to read with a complete record at a time. Packed values I want to read. So how to do it? Now I'm going to take up. Look at students. Beautiful. This concept is very important. Here I will say unpick example1.py. Carry this example. Of course, I'll take up only file name here. Rest of them I will go for removing this. So remove this entire thing. Program for reading the student records from where? Student.pick file by using unpickling process. By using unpickling process. Okay. So student unpick example, import pickling, DA of read STUD records. What should I do? This is my file. This is my function name. Coming to main program. There I do what? Come on. Read student records. Inside the code I need to write. What is that? Choose the file name. Open it into. Come on. Choose the file name. Open it into where? Read mode. Then చూపిస్తే చదవడం కాదు. You should read out. Already you read now. Why are you taking lot of time? With the open of what? stud.pick. stud.pick, comma what? RB. RB na RA. RB. So I need to write a try. Why try? వై ట్రై మధుబాబులు, వై ట్రై అంటే టు హ్యాండిల్ ఫైల్ నాట్ ఫౌండ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ సార్ అని చెప్పాలి. వై ట్రై ఎక్సెప్ట్ అని చెప్తున్నారు మీరు. వై ట్రై టు హ్యాండిల్ ఫైల్ నాట్ ఫౌండ్ ఎర్రర్. Without exceptions, if you write it, that is a useless program. With exceptions, if you write, that is a quality program. When you are going on the bike, helmet keeping is compulsory or not? When you buy the mobile, you will keep the safeguard. Safeguard. You will keep something screen guard and back pouch, color maladaniki, and mala key chain. These are all extra decorations. Subject ledu. Without subject, these decorations are becoming problems. Total world is full decoration only. Original content not there, coloring only. So come to the point. So file, I'll say here, file does not exist. Does not exist. Okay, girls దగ్గర ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది అది. దానికి ఒక వెనక కవరు, దానికి ఒక కీ చైన్, స్మైల్ ఫేస్ సింబల్, ఇంకొక ఏదో సింబల్స్ ఉంటాయి. దాని వెనక రేడియం కలర్ ఇట్లా. ఇఫ్ ఐ సే సంథింగ్ వాటర్ లైక్, how much patience you have to maintain that. Subject maintenance not there. Nobody will ask what is your background color of your mobile. Nobody will ask how much background subject is there behind you. They will ask. So come to the point. What should I do? Madhubavulu, here come to the point. Use what function? Load. Object name is equal to load of pickle dot load of. Now I'm writing it. So record is equal to what? Pickle dot load of FP. What is FP? File pointer కాదు మధుబాబులు, object. What is FP? Object. Of which type? Text IO wrapper. If anybody asks me what is FP, మీలాగా నేను ఫైల్ పాయింటర్, జార్ పాయింటర్ ఇది కాదు. వాట్ ఈజ్ FP? ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ అండర్స్కోర్ IO డాట్ టెక్స్ట్ IO wrapper. అలా చెప్పాలి. వన్స్ యూ సే సంథింగ్ యూ షుడ్ బి డిఫరెంట్. వాట్ ఈజ్ FP? ఫైల్ పాయింటర్. వాట్ ఈజ్ SNO? స్టూడెంట్ నంబర్. ఇది కాదు. Because of that, nothing will come to you. Okay, be careful. Now what I'll do, I'll print that what data was pickled, list data. When I'm unpickling also, which type is coming? List type only coming. Print of what? Type of what? Print it. Record comma type of what? Record. You execute it. See students, see that. What is coming? Data coming or not? What type? How many records? 3 records. నాకు ఎన్ని రికార్డ్స్ వచ్చినాయి ఇక్కడ? 3 ఎట్లా వచ్చినాయి? How many records? FP is pointing to first record that I am loading. First value came at a time. Where is FP is pointing? Second record. Again you do what? Record is equal to pickle dot load of FP. Print this record once again. Second record is coming. Okay. Now you will get immediately a doubt. Sir, I have 1 lakh record. Will you write 1 lakh times? No. I will give a feeling that I don't write. Any problem? Like, yeah, ఆయన చెవులు తింటున్నావు ఎందుకు? నీ డౌట్ ఏంటి చెప్పు. లిస్ట్ వాల్యూ సార్ డిఫరెంటా? ఏం డిఫరెంట్ వచ్చినాయి? ఏం డిఫరెంట్ వచ్చినాయి? అయ్యో దట్ ఓన్లీ ఎంటర్డ్. నేను ఎంటర్ చేసింది అవే. I entered that only. నేను ఎంటర్ చేసింది అదే అంటున్నా. డిఫరెంట్ ఎందుకు ఉన్నాయి? డిఫరెంట్ వచ్చినాయా? వాట్ ఐ ఎంటర్డ్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంటా? వాట్ యు ఆర్ సీయింగ్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంటా? నీకు ఏం తెలియకపోతే ఇట్లే ఉంటది. వాట్ ఐ ఎంటర్డ్ సేమ్ థింగ్. నీకు ఎట్లా కనిపిస్తున్నాయి? డిఫరెంట్‌గా కనిపిస్తున్నాయి అవి. సేమ్ ఎంటరా? డిఫరెంట్ ఎంటాడా? సేమ్ డేటా ఎంటాడా? డిఫరెంట్ ఎంటాడా? సేమ్ ఎంటాడా? ఎంటర్ చేసిన వాల్యూసే వస్తాయి. నీకు డిఫరెంట్‌గా కనిపిస్తున్నాయి. మీరంతా నా క్లాస్ వింటా ఉంటారు. మళ్ళీ డిఫరెంట్ అని ఆయన ఆయన చెవులు తింటున్నాం. ఏం చెప్పాలేమో. కూర్చో. సో, కమ్ టు ద పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. కమ్ ఆన్ గో టు ద ప్లేస్. నెక్స్ట్ రికార్డ్. ఏమొస్తది? 300. ఇది డిఫరెంటా ఇది? ఏమయ్య మొద్దు బాబు, డిఫరెంటా ఇది? వాట్ ఐ ఎంటర్డ్ 300 ఓన్లీ ఎంటర్డ్. మళ్ళీ ఎంటర్ చేస్తా నేను గురించి. మీరంతా మళ్ళీ నా క్లాస్ వింటారు. చూడ మొద్దు బాబు, 400. ఏం పేరు నీ పేరు? రాకేష్. ఆర్కే. కూర్చో. చూసుకో సరే. 400 ఆర్కే. మార్కులు ఎన్ని మార్కులు నీకు? 0.0 మార్క్స్. ఎందుకని? నేను ఎంటర్ చేసినా కూడా నీకు అనిపించట్లేదు కాబట్టి. మహాభారతంలో దుర్యోధను లాంటివి వాడివి నువ్వు. 0. డేటా సేవ్డ్ ఇన్ ఏ ఫైల్. Go to that. Run this. Here I will open once again. What is this now? Read the data. What is an answer came? ఏమైనా ఎంటర్ చేసాను, ఏమైనా ఎంటర్ చేశానా? మళ్ళీ నీకు డిఫరెంట్ ఎందుకు వచ్చినాయి? చదువుకునేటప్పుడు జాగ్రత్త లేకపోతే అలాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అన్నీ ఉంటాయి. డిఫరెంటా? మళ్ళా చూసుకోవి. చెప్పాను కదా ఇంతకుముందు, రాయితో కొట్టడం చాలా ఈజీ, తప్పించుకోవడం చాలా కష్టం అది. అందుకని నేను కూడా అటాక్ చేస్తాను. బికాస్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ ఎంటరింగ్ ఇస్ పర్ఫెక్ట్లీ. యూ హావ్ టు రీడ్ ద నోట్స్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ. యూ హావ్ టు అబ్జర్వ్ ఆన్ ద స్క్రీన్. ఆర్ యూ ఫాలోయింగ్? సేమా డిఫరెంటా? సేమా. డిఫరెంటా సేమా? మళ్ళీ డిఫరెంట్ ఎందుకు అంటున్నావు? నీకు తెలిసి కూడా ఆయన డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తున్నావు డిఫరెంట్ వచ్చినాయని. ఆయన ఇంకొకటి చెప్తాడు, ఇంకొకటి అట్ట అట్ట అట్ట. జాగ్రత్త చదువుకోండి ఒళ్ళ దగ్గర పెట్టుకొని. సో దిస్ ఈస్ రిటర్న్ హౌ మెనీ టైమ్స్. మీరు ఫీల్ అవ్వచ్చు, నేను ఫీల్ అవుతా ఫస్ట్ డిఫరెంట్ అంటే. ఎందుకని? వాట్ ఐ ఎంటర్డ్ దట్ వాల్యూస్ ఓన్లీ కమింగ్. Because when aeroplane is going, when some dot is coming, it is difficult for the driver to escape that, because I cannot hit. If I hit, the life will go to that crow. అందుకని ఇవన్నీ ఏంటంటే నా జర్నీలో ఇవన్నీ చాలా డిస్టర్బెన్సెస్. జాగ్రత్త వినాలి క్లాసు. ఓకే, కమ్ టు ద పాయింట్. సో హౌ డు యూ గో ఫర్ దిస్? హౌ డు యూ గో ఫర్ దిస్? ఐ విల్ రైట్ వైల్ ట్రూ. While true, see this, it is done. Okay, before that, నేను ఇంకోటి చూపించాలనుకున్నా. 4 records came. One more record I am writing. Actually, do you have 5th record? No, not there. Not there means what? You will get error. EOF error. EOF error. See that. EOF error. All the records came, but all of them are what? EOF error. ఆయన డౌట్ ఏంటంటే, సార్ యూ ఎంటర్డ్ 100 ఆర్ఎస్ ఇంకొకటి ఇలా ఎంటర్ చేశారు కదా, మీరు ఇలా వచ్చింది ఏంది అంటున్నాడు ఆయన. ఆయనకు ఏం తెలియదు. యూ డోంట్ నో లిస్ట్ నోటేషన్ ఇట్లా ఉంటుందని తెలుదు అతనికి. దట్స్ వై ఈస్ ఫీలింగ్ దట్ ఇట్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్. అది మెయిన్ ప్రాబ్లం అక్కడ. నేను ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను కదా, ఆల్రెడీ ఐ సెడ్. నేను ఏ నేర్చుకున్నది ఇట్లా, ఇట్లా ఏ ఉంది, మరి ఏంది ఇది? మీకు అర్థం కాల. నేను నేర్చుకున్నది ఆల్ఫాబెట్ ఇది. సార్ ఈ విధంగా రాసుకోండి, ఇది ఏంటి, ఇది ఏంటి? దట్ ఈస్ హిస్ డౌట్. దట్స్ వై, బికాస్ దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ కాల్డ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్. Be careful, try to learn. EOF error is coming. How to handle it? If 1000 records are there, I never write 1000 times. I'll write what? While true. While true. నా క్లాస్కి రాకపోయినా బాధపడినాం. బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ సే లైక్ దట్, ఇట్స్ అ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఫర్ మీ. I cannot afford that. Because you should be careful in my class. Very careful. Not like normal. Because I'm not coming for commercial. Pure subject I'll explain. Okay? Be careful. Try to run this. All values are printed. What is an exception is coming? AOF error. If you take an entire division of training, this is only teaching perfectly. Anywhere you compare, this is a perfect class. You try to. How to handle that? Try I am writing. Here I am writing try. Go for that. Here, except what is this now? EOF error. Now I'll say break. Break. You see the records are printed perfectly. How to print that? How to unpack that values? How to unpack that values? Unpacking for value in where? Record. Now I want to print the data. How do you print the data? Like this. Dot format of what? Val, comma, end is equal to what? Backslash t. Backslash t. Now see carefully, students. Now here you see. Here you see. Here. Try to run this data. What is happening? All the values are coming in the same line. And you know, in the filtering concept and all those things you understood, I will use it. Here I'm going to say print off. Why print off? After this first value record is over, it will bring the next line and it will go to the next record to retrieve. Just see this now. Am I getting my data or not? That I will write it on the top of it what? Employee details, student details, student details. So here, student details. I'm going to write it 50, 50. Here it is a 50. So I'm going to write it here like this. Student details. Kanako backslash t రాస్తాను ఇక్కడ backslash t. So this is the data. Sir, and add one more thing. మళ్ళీ చూడు బాబు. మళ్ళీ చూడు ఒకసారి. చూసుకో ఒకసారి. Now I am entering. Enter the number KV. Name KV. నా పేరే. అది నా పేరు అంటారు అది. మార్క్స్ 0.0. నీ మార్క్స్ నా మార్క్స్ ఒకటే. ఎందుకంటే నువ్వు నా స్టూడెంట్ కాబట్టి. నువ్వు చెప్పలేకపోతే నాకే చెడ్డ పేరు అది. Student data saved in a file 500 KV 0.0. చూసుకున్నావా? Go to the next. Unpickling. రన్ చేసినా సేమ్ డిఫరెంట్? మళ్ళీ నువ్వు డిఫరెంట్ అంటున్నావు. సార్ పోనీయండి సార్, ఇట్లా పోనీయండి నేను అట్లా. I to solve it totally. Next time if I leave it, next time we'll do the same mistake. When mistake is there, permanently I want to cut it. Okay now? So clean observation is required. Are you following me? This is called pickling. How in further class, I'll tell you project case study. How to update the data. How to delete the record. How to update the data. Marvelous coding I'll tell you next class, tomorrow class. అర్థమవుతుందా? సార్ వాల్యూస్ డిఫరెంట్ వచ్చినాయి సార్, ఎల్ చెప్పలేదు సార్. సో వెరీ డేంజర్ థింగ్స్. I'll tell everything for you. Be perfect. Are you okay? Right. So this is called what? Pickling. Tomorrow when I come back, I will add exceptions to my subject. Exceptions. What is that? Name error, that error, this error. Totally I will import from exception handling module. Okay now? Clear? చెప్పానా లేదా? టెల్. చూసుకున్నావా లేదా? Fine. So come to the point back. Online students. Today I'll upload this. Tomorrow I'll continue this. Tomorrow complete one project case study I will explain. Don't miss tomorrow class. Okay now? While coming, instead of throwing stones on me, first read that. If you bring stone, I'll bring bullets. Because what? Because when you say I'm getting something inconvenient, మీకు ఏం చెప్పాలో అర్థం అవుతుంది నాకు అసలు. సో నేనేమైనా చెప్తే మళ్ళీ మీరు ఫీల్ అవుతారు. అండ్ ఐ డోంట్ హెసిటేట్ టు సే డైరెక్ట్లీ ఐ టెల్ యూ, బికాస్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ కమింగ్ ఫర్ కమర్షియల్, ఐఎమ్ కమింగ్ ఫర్ క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్. ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యూ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ జీరో ఆల్సో ఐ డోంట్ మైండ్, బికాస్ ఐ టీచ్ పర్ఫెక్ట్లీ, అవుట్ స్టాండింగ్ ఐ టీచ్. మీకు అర్థం కాకపోతే నేనేం చేయాలి? 100 ఎంటర్ చేశాను, ఆ సేమ్ వాల్యూస్ రాలేదంటున్నాడు. కేమా నాట్ కేమా? సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ జీరో ఫీడ్బ్యాక్, ఆయనకి పాపం అది, బికాజ్ ఐఎమ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయినింగ్ పర్ఫెక్ట్లీ. ఎవడు రాళ్ళతో కొడతాడో తెలియకపోతే మనం ఏం చేయాలి? సో దట్ ఈస్ పర్ఫెక్షన్ ఈస్ ఇన్ మై class. There is an alternative name. Utilize and see carefully on the class. He may feel, but I feel more than him. That's why in my class, before saying something, 100 times, 1,000 times you have to think. Because you have to apply exception handling concept. Test cases you have to apply. Okay now? So now I will, Harshit, not like that. Newton's third law I will apply. Otherwise, Newton will not accept it. Because Newton is a scientist now, you have to respect him or not. If he says something wrong to me, I'll definitely, what is the wrong you are saying? That wrong is wrong to you only, I will show. That is my nature. Because I'm not coming for commercial here, I'm coming for quality of education to give. Okay now? So try to practice it. Come for tomorrow, the further session. Thank you. Carry on. All the best. Online students, time is over, my dear students. Tomorrow class, if any doubts are there, I'll clarify. Okay now? Don't miss tomorrow class. Today, there is no online doubts. Tomorrow, I'll clarify. Thank you.